Well, looks like somebody was messing around with the sign. Dent it. Unless it was a bear or a tree limb. I don't see any tree limbs. So, anyways, no one stole it, but it's odd that it got bent like that. Okay, see if we see any other activity of claim jumpers. Claim jumpers. Greetings. It is another cold morning. It's December, but not too cold at the Gold Prospect. So I'm back on the Lucky Claim and working this bench that I've been working for a while, and gonna explore a little bit downstream, a couple spots, because I'm thinking this might be my last trip of the season. The road's getting harder to pass, and it's wetter. We're kind of in a dry spell here in California, but once it starts raining, that road won't be passable. So I'm gonna bring out some gear and kind of, you know, winterize the claim and get it ready. So we'll see. I might make another trip out, but I'm planning on it being the last one. So I don't want to get locked out from my own claim and can't get my gear. And so anyways, I'll show you what I'm doing. It's similar to what I've been doing in the past. I brought my Keen sluice out this time because it's here on the claim. I don't have to bring it in, but I gotta check it out. 15 pounds of Keen sluice is going uphill with me today, but we're already getting some gold, so I'll show you what I'm getting. All right, so this is the area I'm working. You can see the scraping on the rocks. Got my next buckets ready to go in the sluice. I do the occasional test pans, so I just did one. Fall in the slippery rocks. Oops, so there's the sluice in the water, ready for the buckets. And here's my recent test pan. Good sized flakes. I think that one might be mercury, or just a gray rock in the shape of a flake. But getting some gold, nothing big. Hopefully there's bigger ones in the sluice, but yeah, on the gold. And I think that's getting close to the end of the bench. So the bench is down there. Over here is a bunch of big boulders. A lot of big boulders. And right here, there's a spot. I think I can clear out some of the rocks and sample, because then it's a bunch of more big boulders. So that's a little too much for me to move. So I'm thinking I could sample there, and if not, go further down and sample again. These boulders are just too big for me. Got some bedrock sticking out there, so yeah, we'll see. And hopefully I got some more gold to show you here in a little bit later. All right, well, I popped the top off of the Keen sluice, and I see a bunch of fines and little guys on both the V-mats. There is so much black sand. I actually rinsed it out just so I could get a better look. Look at that. Bunch of heavies, still some gravel. Probably should let it wash out longer. But man, it's gonna take so long to clean out. There's just so much black sand. Oh my gosh. So, hoping there's more buried underneath there. Sure there is. But it looks like I got into the fines. It's gonna be lots of gold, just lots of little pieces. So, anyways, see if I can do a partial cleanup. This is gonna take a long time to do a real cleanup back at home. So, but yeah, there's definitely gold to be had here. Yeah, it's totally covered with black sand. Couldn't even see the gold. There's so much black sand. All right, back to work. Well, just an incredible amount of black sand. I'm still working my way up, doing one mat at a time. So this little carpet mat is right here, and I got to get a nice flake there. I just buried it. There it is. A bunch of little flakes. There's tons and tons of black sand. This is a record for black sand, so we'll see. No big stuff, but I think I'm just gonna have a ton of little guys. Anyways, my hands are cold. Oh boy, cold water. All right, see you later. Hey, got some nice gold here from the V matting. Yeah, not a lot of big pieces, but a whole lot of nice flakes in there. That's all just from those two black V mats. For the most part, there might be some laying around, but now I got the whole thing cleaned out. I'm gonna snuffer that up. Go sample that spot up there. On to the next spot, and give you an update later. Well, I'm up off the river, trying some new areas. Over there's the bench I've been working. That big, huge boulder I think might have played a part in low pressure, gold dropping out there, but that bench has kind of run its course to start hitting some big rocks, maybe bedrock, I can't tell. A lot of boulders, can't move those. So I came over here and sampled where the shovel is. A very soft beach sand, there's nothing there. But then I thought I'd check out some of this bedrock, and here's a crevice. I sampled up here once before, didn't do very good. So this a lot of bedrock here is just breaking apart. It's easy to chip away, and so I broke some off and scooped up some of this material. Big pan, got a big pan, panned it out, and I guess black sand's the theme of the day. Look at all that sand for one pan. I did get some gold, little flakes and some micro dots, you know, the -100, -200, I don't know, really small stuff, but look at all that black sand, holy cow. So I think I'm going to look further. Way down there I have sampled before. I'm gonna climb up on those boulders, and there's some bedrock underneath there. I'm gonna try that again. All right, later. All right, first pan out of a crevice, right up there, and a bunch of boulders on bedrock. I'll show it to you in a little bit. Gotta climb back up, but that's a good start. Nice flake. I got a little more dirt, and hopefully we'll do just as good, but I'm liking this new crevice. Later. All right, here is the crevice I got that flake out of. So this is bedrock, and then these are just rocks and little boulders. That's a big boulder. And this crevice runs all the way down, drops off into the river. So right here is really the only accessible part. Maybe if I go up, I have to move this rock. And this rock is precariously balanced by that little rock on top of that rock. I think it's leaning up there, but I'm not gonna move that little rock right there. That's just gonna stay there. So I'm not gonna follow the crevice up further. So I'm just gonna do one more pan. Second pan wasn't as productive. And then I gotta call it a day and get out of here. So I'll turn it back on if I get more gold. Otherwise, see you at home. So hiking out, and one thing I've noticed about this area is there's a lot of rocks. And all that moss are rocks. And this tree here fell over, and see a bunch of rocks, and it makes me wonder if there's some ancestral Yuba River remnants here. They're all over these hills, or not all over, but sporadically. This doesn't really look like river rock to me, but I don't know, maybe it was bedrock at one point, and now it's all fractured. I took a sample on the way down, and I got one little flake, and I wasn't sure if it was a contaminated pan or reused the bag, and there was a piece there. So I just filled up this bag. I'm gonna do a what's in the sack when I get home and see if there's any gold. I got some from the stump and from the hole. and we'll see. Maybe there's gold way up here from the river. No? Find out soon enough. Later. Alright, well I didn't do this yesterday, but here's my snuffer bottle dump. Always a fun part. Not a lot of big stuff. So I think most of the gold, or a lot of it's going to be in the black sand. There's already a lot of black sand here. You can see that one nice big flake there too. Look at that guy. And just a whole bunch of little flakes. And a bunch of micro. I think that's what I'm going to get, is a bunch of that stuff out there at the top. Alright, well I'm going to process it and then weigh it. And I'll show you what I got. And then of course I'm going to pan out this big old bag of maybe ancestral soil, but maybe just some gold anyways. Alright, back in a bit. Greetings. So I am back from my last trip. I've cleaned up the gold and a lot of black sand to go through, so it took a while, but it was worth the effort. There was a lot in that black sand, so I'm glad I did that. Had to check out some other spots at the claim and kind of think about the future where I'm going to be working, because that bench is kind of done. I could go back and scrape a few more spots and try to move a few more boulders. But for the most part, I've worked down to the end, and the gold is getting smaller, and there's a lot more black sand, a lot more beach sand to work through. So I think that's kind of it there. But I have some ideas where to work next time, and next time probably being next season. I might be able to get in there one more time, but I kind of shut things down. I took the sluice out of there. I was keeping it stored in the shed, and did some other end of the year activities, and kind of closed up shop. So the roads, once it starts raining, the roads are just bad, and we got rain in the forecast here in the next week or so, and yeah, I just don't know if I'll be back there, but I have other places I can go to that have a lot better access. So anyways, I'll show you the gold I got, and then very curious to see how this bag goes of samples I took way up the hill with maybe some ancestral Yuba gold. So we'll see with that separately. I don't have that panned out yet, but I'll show you that, and then probably do a separate video on that. So anyways, here's the gold. Okay, here's the gold from the snuffer bottle, and then here's the gold from the black sands the first time through. Lots of little guys, still a little black sand left, and some of that is just black gold. If you look at it closely, you can actually see there's gold in there. Not so much here. A couple nicer pieces, a bigger one there. And then I ran it through the black sand a second time. It didn't focus, but there's, don't know how to make it focus. And then did it a third time. I think the more you do it, the more it disassociates or liberates, and there's just a little bit of black sand, but there's a lot of little teeny tiny fine pieces in there. Won't weigh anything, but definitely a little more in there. So 4 different weigh boats, and so I'll just use this one to tear it. Doesn't weigh anything. Okay, we got 0. That's 0.3 from the snuffer bottle, and then half a gram. It's almost 0.2 from the black sand. That's a lot of black sand. I usually don't get that much. Half a gram. That's what a half a gram looks like. Nice. And here's my bag of dirt from just up the hill. I'm gonna pan that out now. Got the panning station ready. Gonna classify it, and I'll shoot a separate video. If anything's interesting, I'll
show it to you. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. One more shot of the gold.